with Lee Greenwood, the Dewsbury coach. Lee, it's a little bit nicer than the last time you were here in the Challenge Cup.
By about 20 degrees, yeah. No, it were a grim evening, shall we say, for both teams. So it's nice to see some grass on pitch. Sun's out, it's light, so it's just totally different.
How's pre-season gone? Obviously, it's been curtailed for everybody, so the chances you will be a little bit underdone.
Yeah, everyone's going to be. You know, you just haven't been able to do what you really want to do in the pre-season. Certainly after the amount of time we've been off and not playing for. So yeah, in what areas that everyone's going to be underdone, it'll be different for everybody. So it's just sort of working it out as you go along, really. But certainly early doors, you've seen quite a few lads going down with injuries that normally they might not do if they've done so much contact. And certainly some of the forwards are feeling it early doors. So we'll just have to see what we're like and obviously react to what Whitehaven are like.
I guess after 12 months out, new rules speeding the game up isn't quite what the forwards need at the moment, is it?
No, everyone talks about speeding it up. I don't think it necessarily speeds it up, it just keeps the ball in play a bit more. So in the period that them big guys are on, they're doing a lot more work than what they used to do. I'm yet to see facts of it really speeding up. I still think it's the same pace, but just a lot more work to do in that time. So again, after a not an ideal pre-season, that's gonna make a big effect, but we'll just see what happens.
You've had an extra trial game compared to Whitehaven. Do you think that might benefit you down the track today?
I hope so. Yeah, we've had two. They obviously had the one that got abandoned early, didn't they, last week? So maybe. I know they've got some guys that have come back in today who haven't played one. So I'm hoping if the game goes to plan, then yeah, maybe some of them guys will get a bit found out with the lack of game time. But again, we'll see.
And I guess after 12 months, the boys are just ready to go and raring to go, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Obviously, travelling up with face masks on to Whitehaven, you're not totally revved up for that. But competitive games are good. It don't feel like yesterday since we were here playing in that mud. I think that for a lot of the Whitehaven players, it's probably the last game that they played. And we're hoping for the same result today.
All the best for this afternoon, Lee.
Cheers, pal.
So far this season, they were last in action at Wakefield last Sunday. They lined up with Joe Martin at Fuller, is that right?
That's correct, chocolate blue gold.
Yeah, they are. This is the 13 seconds. And that's the two teams. It's part of the new RFL initiative. There's the hooter. It's right above us, Ian.
Yeah. That's the third time I've jumped as well. Thanks for that, Matt, that warning.
James Child, the match referee this afternoon. Whitehaven will play from right to left, looking at the flag in the far left-hand corner. They're going to have the breeze behind them in this first half, and if we're not careful, Ian, whoever's tied that big Whitehaven flag down on the far side of the pitch, I think it might be joining the players at some point.
It might, Matt. There's a bit of a breeze going on. We've even got the lights on. It's as sunny as I've ever seen the recreation ground. We've got the lights on, so enjoy everyone. We're underway. Here
at the Rec then. So Dewsbury in the white shirts going from left to right. That was Andy Dawson with the first carry as Newton as Rhys Butterworth at dummy half. Big challenge, 4 in the tackle there from the home side. As Andrew Gabriel gets in off the wing into centre field. Down this left hand side to Michael Knowles, resplendent as ever in the headgear. It's a bit of a trademark of his. So Dewsbury on this opening set will get 12 short of halfways. We'll go to the left hand side, onto the left boot of Paul Sykes. It's high into the sun. Here comes Greg McNally and he's safe under the high ball, and Whitehaven will look to counter, and Gary will be happy with that opening set defensively.
Yeah, I think he will. It was a conservative set from the Rams, but it was a solid set, and they've completed their first and got a kick away into Whitehaven's 20, so not too many complaints from Lee either, to be honest, Matt.
So, Newton at dummy half. Gets that to Dawson, and Dawson's on halfway as Newton waits at dummy half again. Here's the Haven captain. Wormsley gets through the first challenge, but he's brought to ground to this left hand side now, and Dixon expecting a big game from Carl Dixon this afternoon on the last tackle as Newton waits at dummy half. Goes to that right-hand side. Here is Williams, goes high. That's with the wind behind. It might just be too deep. It's actually perfect. It's landed just in front of the goal line. It's well taken by Joe Martin, but the chase from Jason Mossop sees Whitehaven start right on their own line as Gabriel tries to get away from dummy half. That kick from Nico Williams was spot on perfect.
What a great set from Whitehaven for the first set of down at the Rectory for 2021. It was just perfect. As you say, Matt landed a metre off the goal line and put Dewsbury under some pressure.
As Butterworth scoots from dummy half, gets 10 upfield as Martin into dummy half. He'll go on his own as well. Just winning the collision there, Reece Butterworth landed on the elbows and the knees, and it just allowed him to get up and play the ball quickly this time. He's on his back, it's to the right this time, and Finn keeps this one low. He's been hit late as Liam Finn, and referee says play on. Just good timing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think there was a lot wrong with that. You know, he's letting him know he's there, the loose forward. I think Finney will have had plenty worse than that. They'll cope with that all day, I think.
Here's Jason Mossop then for Haven. As Newton waits at dummy half. Looks to spread it wide as Nick out. Williams tries to put the footwork on. Gets 8 short of halfway as Newton as dummy half. Goes to this right hand side. Here is Brett Phillips. Plenty of experience in Brett Phillips. It's just inside the Dewsbury half. Here is Williams again. Inside to Shackley. Last tackle. Go to the right. Goes to Williams. Adrian Dewsbury are definitely in white. Whitehaven are in blue. Dewsbury in white. Whitehaven in blue. As Dewsbury look to bring the ball away. As he loses his footing just in front of the 30. Here's Matt Fleming, and Fleming gets 10 short of halfway. Butterworth at dummy half will kick, looking to turn. Lachlan Walmsley, and that's going to stop on the goal line. Great kick. It's only as good as the chase. How good is the chase? It's not too bad. It's led by Keenan Tomlinson, and Lee Greenwood will be really happy with that.
Yeah, 5 Dewsbury runs chasing that kick as well, and again it landed. All kicks so far have been of really high quality. That one again landed 1 metre off the opposition's try line, so putting them under pressure. So real tense but solid start from both teams here.
There's a very deceptive slope on the wreck, isn't there? It's not Batley big, but
it's not Batley big,
but it's still quite big to get up out of that corner, isn't it?
It is, and Lee will be very pleased with pushing them down into that bottom corner there, making Whitehaven work off their own line is what we're seeing now.
Just to let you know, we do play to a conclusion today if we are level at 80 minutes. Golden Point, although not in the Championship this year, is in the Challenge Cup. We will play 5-minute blocks until we get a winner here tonight, as Williams inside the 40 will go down centre field. It's straight down the throat though of Joe Martin, and he's got a bit of room to run into. It's not a bad return, and Dewsbury have got decent field position there, Ian.
They have, and it has been a bit of a war of attrition for them first 6 sets. All 6 completed, and there we have our first error. Commentators kiss of death, my first time doing it. But
do you know, Joe Martin's to blame for that. He should have just got on with the game. Shouldn't have tried to get involved. He just tried to push the Whitehaven player away, and he dropped the ball in doing it. And here's the replay.
Yeah, I think both courts would be reasonably happy. I know it's very, very early days, but it's he did. You're right, Matt. I can watch that again. 7 sets before an error, and an unforced one there, as you say.
So great field position for Whitehaven as Newton is dummy half. Here is Williams to Dixon in the line, double pump. Here's McNally, long ball, finds Walmsley down this left-hand side. Chance for Walmsley, gets through 1-2. Great cover, tackle this time, and Joe Martin has redeemed himself and he saved a try.
He did. I thought it was a great flowing move from Whitehaven to get to this left edge there, and Greg chimed into the line and gave a nice cut-out ball, as we're seeing again there, to the winger Walmsley, who done well to evade big Adam Ryder. Not an easy task to do, and a great tackle by the fullback, which saved his team 4 points and a certain try. Great work.
So here's the big advantage now of this new law that we're seeing. Take the restart in the middle of the field, you're eliminating that possible chance of going into touch, aren't you?
You are, and it gives the defensive side some questions. You know, you think even with an error there, you might have got the upper hand. You've got them in a corner, they can only go one way, but as you say, going to the centre field poses some different problems.
As collected from dummy half by Gabriel. As Butterworth at dummy half. Gets that away, it's a little slow in the ruck as Butterworth again at dummy half.
It must be great to have people like Adam Ryder come in and carry that 15 metres for him there, help his forwards out. Very great to see from a wide back.
You're right about Tom Garrett. He's a big boy, isn't he, as Fraser Morris gets the Rams over halfway. 0-0 here on our league. As Butterworth goes to the left, here is Sykes to Michael Knowles. It's on the last tackle. It's a restart, set restart. Referee has spotted an offence at the ruck, so the Rams have got another set as Butterworth dummies. Oh, just didn't get the push. But they've got a full set of 6 from here as Finn at dummy half drops it off to Ryder. And they're inside the Whitehaven red zone. First time tonight as Butterworth waits at dummy half. Here's another set restart. Lots of defending to do as Aaron Hall on the charge gets 5 away from the line. 2 set restarts, then it's back to back sets for the Rams as Finn goes short. Oh, and they're in. It's a try for Fraser Morris. 2 repeat sets due to indiscretions. Liam Finn times the ball perfectly. And it's Fraser Morris who gets the opening try, and the Rams lead here at the Rec by 4 points to 0.
I think you've hit the nail on the head, Matt. You know, the indiscretions or what the referee's seen has cost Whitehaven daily there. They've gone from one end of the field and having a try scoring opportunity from a flowing move right to left to within, you know, literally a minute and a half defending their own line and unable to keep out what was a lovely short ball from Liam there, and he's ploughed over just to the left of the posts. The indiscretions have cost Whitehaven, as you say.
Think Gary will be disappointed?
I think, yeah. I mean, we're yet to see what the second one was for, but I think the first one was a fair call. There was a hand in, so yeah, a restart there, and maybe a slow play of the ball. So yes, I think he will be, and I think it's a pinpointer of what not to do, probably moving forward.
Do you like the 6 again rule?
I do now that I'm not playing. I think if you're under pressure and you've done 4 hard tackles with the likes of Adam coming out and Big Tom, and suddenly you do a set restart, you probably want to hit the person who's done that. So yeah, you've got to be smart, but we do need to control the game as well defensively, so you need to get that balance exactly right, and yeah, it makes for a better spectacle, I think, to have more ball in hand and keep the game going.
Interesting, Liam Finn holds the world record for the most consecutive successful goal kicks, but it's Paul Sykes who's got the duties here tonight for the Rams. Left-footed just to the left-hand side of the post. Here he is, kicks on its way, and the flags are up here at the Rec, and the Rams lead by 6 points to 0. It's been a pretty decent start to this game, Ian.
It's been a very solid start. I mean, we spoke in the pre-game that we give the boys some slack because of the lack of contact, the disjointed training potentially due to the pandemic, but the quality's been there. I think the kicking's been really, really good. There's been a try scoring opportunity for Whitehaven. I think they've tried to play a little bit, but the Rams have come away with the spoils, first time in the red zone.
The winners of this game will play the winners of West Wales against Widnes, which takes place in Llanelli tomorrow, 12:45 kick-off. That one's on the BBC Sport app. It sees the debut of 39-year-old Gavin Henson for West Wales as Tom Garrett brings it up. There is a podcast knocking about with Dave Woods, Jonathan Davis, Gavin and Rangi Chase at the moment. If you get a chance to find that, have a listen to it. Gavin has some very interesting thoughts on both codes. I won't spoil it for you.
I think on that, Matt, it can only be good for the game as well. He may well be 39, but he brings with him some interest to the game in that part of the world, and certainly Rangi will as well with his skill levels and maverick approach to the game. So yeah, all the very best to both of them too, and I hope it generates more interest in the game in South Wales.
As Walmsley fields that kick, it's another good kick from Liam Finn. We did mention the clash of the half-backs, the relative inexperience of Williams and Dixon against the hyper-experience of Sykes and Finn, and it's whoever's going to get control of this game, isn't it?
It certainly is, and so far Liam and Paul's kicking game is very prevalent in the game. You know, Whitehaven are setting off sets now in their own quarter for the last 3, so...
Here's Chris Taylor for Haven, goes wide to that right hand side, chance for Andrew Bowman down that right hand side. He's put to ground 10 short of halfway. Here is Williams in field and gets just short of halfway. Whitehaven will kick from inside their own half again with Nico Williams, and Williams held but just about gets the kick away. It's one bounce into the hands of Gabriel, and again starting in good field again, Dewsbury, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got the ball now nearly on the 40 on play 1, so yeah, they're just winning that arm wrestle at the moment. Not a lot in it, but they just seem to be edging their way up the field with that kicking game that we've spoke about, Matt.
As Martin in from dummy half, gets a couple short of halfway. Reese Butterworth jumps in now. It's going to be one of the big fellas. It is. It's Aaron Hall, and he gets inside the Whitehaven half as Butterworth works at dummy half. Goes to this left-hand side. Here is Tom Garrett. He was somebody you mentioned when we were chatting pre-game. He's a big boy, isn't he? As Finn on the last tackle goes high. This time pressure for Lachlan Walmsley, and he's taking it well. Looks to step into centre field, but again the chase is good, and again Whitehaven starting 10 away from their own line, Ian.
It is, and again another really good and really solid set. Nothing too expansive, but winning that arm wrestle as we've just discussed. Good kick and an even better chase, and Whitehaven on play 3. Oh, he's wiped the tackle count
wiped
there.
The tackle count there as well.
That might help as well, I would think.
It was a difficult ball for Andrew Bowman to take, but he did well.
I think it must be his core skills from his community game. Where's he from?
Is he one of your old boys?
He might well be, yeah.
There you go. Three of your lads in the squad, X of your lads in the squad here this year, isn't there?
Yeah, Andy's a real talent. He was down at Warwick, etc. He was at Kirkham Grammar and had contract offers from a number of clubs, but chose to come back home to work, etc. But real good talent, exceptional athlete, Andy.
As Mark Shackley gets to halfway, last tackle, says James Child. Mark Shackley just asking the question as Newton with the kick. It's taken by Gabriel, and again they're still starting 30 away from their own line. They need to get these kicks that little bit deeper, don't they?
It's like we're on repeat. You know, Whitehaven work solidly, real decent efforts to get off their own line, get to about the 40 line, and then they're back under pressure a little bit. So yeah, but they're sticking with it.
Lewis carrying off the wing to help out. Here is the try scorer, who gets a couple short of halfway as Butterworth at dummy half. Sorry, this is the try scorer. Gets it out to Finn. Good offload. Trying to go for the one-on-one steal was Jason Mossop. That rule was changed this year as well. As Butterworth at dummy half comes to this right-hand side. Aaron Hall hangs on, tries to run over the top of Newton, but Newton does well to bring him to ground on the last tackle. Chance for the Rams to go the short side as forward pass is given by James Child, and
I think it was an opportunity there again, Matt, as well. I think, yes, it was forward, but again, they looked at it just starting to turn the screw now, Dewsbury. So Whitehaven have got to hang in there. Maybe Gary and John have got to have a look at some of their middles just starting to tire. They've done a lot of work getting off their own line, so maybe a couple of pairs of fresh legs out there. You know, Big Brewy Dawson and Mark have done a lot of work in there. Maybe need a little spell now.
It's a slow play, the ball. Oh, too quick, and it was high as well. I think he's got him for the high shot rather than the offside. Yeah, it's the high shot that's been pulled.
I think 16 minutes in the first penalty's not bad in our great game of rugby league.
And we'll start 5 inside. As Mossop gets us back underway then. Ellis Gillam met by 3. Help him is the cry. We can just about hear the players over our headphones. As Dixon then gets it to Williams. Williams will go short. And they'll get inside the 30. Last time they were down here, they went into touch second tackle. What can they do this time? Here is Andy Dawson. And Dawson gets to centre field on the 20. Then options left and right. Then it's Dixon to the left, Williams to the right. As they go to the right, and Williams, long pass. Oh, it's been put down by Chris Taylor. And Dewsbury survive again.
I think it's just that composure word Gary be looking for. You know, the longer you don't spend down in the opposition's half, you do get a bit anxious. You do think you've got to do some expansive play. Maybe just calm, a little bit of, you know, exuberance of youth potentially with Whitehaven there, and just need to settle down, try and get some more attrition onto the Rams side and get the rewards later in the game.
As Matt Fleming plays it, Gabriel again scoots from dummy half. Got through a lot of work in this first half as Andrew Gabriel off this right wing, and knock-on's been given.
We discussed this, Matt, that, you know, we thought there would be some errors in the game, and maybe potentially we're speculating, but the errors rate just creeping up in the last 5 minutes, just as the boys get a little bit tired, and maybe that lack of training, that lack of conditioning that the boys have had, it is acceptable, and, you know, the team that does the least, it sounds obvious, will probably go the furthest to winning this football game.
As Williams then gets it to Brett Phillips on that right edge. Newton at dummy half again. Fullback's gone into the line. He's spotted the shortness on the defence as they try that right side with Taylor. So here is Williams coming across field. It's going to go short. Good line from Liam Cooper. As Newton waits at dummy half again. Again, going to come this left-hand side to Dixon. Here is McNally into the line. McNally just dinks a little kick over the top, looking for Walmsley. And Walmsley's got it back and reaches out and scores. And Whitehaven have scored from absolutely nothing. Joe Martin hesitated. Lachlan Walmsley didn't. And Whitehaven have hit back here at the Rec with 18 minutes on the clock.
We were talking again pre-game that Whitehaven's best chance may come down this left side, you know, trying to expose, you know, the right-hand side of the Rams, and so it's proved. We were very, very close last time we were down here, or the time before, with the cut-out ball from Greg. The little dink over the top.
It's just hesitation, isn't it?
It is. I think the fullback thinks it's going out. He does touch it, but to be fair to Lachlan, he's picked it up and he's took his chance well there, because it would have been easy for him to leave it and let it go out and think I've got the feed and go again, but he's got his rewards for a bit of perseverance there, so well done to Lachlan. First try for an Australian Whitehaven in 2021.
Was this a silly error or just good defence?
I think there's a number of people in. You know, the hindsight police are here with us too, watching the video a bit. No, he does lose it. He does lose it forward onto the other player, so I think that's a good call by the man in the middle.
It's not an easy kick though for Lachlan Walmsley, right off this left touch line here at the Rec.
I think they do look a threat down this left edge. I watched a couple of their games last year, and I think they've been more expansive in this first 20 minutes or so than I've seen in a couple of games last year. Conditions are better, obviously, but they have looked a threat down this edge.
So here is Lachlan Walmsley looking to level things up here. Movement on the Whitehaven bench. Tom Walker is stripped and ready to go. Here is Walmsley, kicks on its way. He's just caught in the wind and drifted to the left of the post. So 6-4 here to Dewsbury at the Rec on the Our League app. Yes, Tom Walker's ready to go.
And Tom's a very, very good player to be bringing on at this stage. Tom's a policeman at a local nuclear establishment, so has missed a little bit of training. I would have expected Tom to be pushing for a starting place, so a great asset to have coming on at this time.
So Paul Sykes will get us back underway. So wins earlier for Oldham and London. And that's going to go out on the full. Is it? No, it's just stayed in as Walmsley Fields and gets it in field. As the sun begins to set here on the rec. Here's Mark Shackley looking for a quick play of the ball. Zero tackle, it's been a set restart and a scoop from Newton gets to halfway. Whitehaven suddenly boosted by that try on the front foot. Here's another set of 6 for them. Set restart on back-to-back tackles as Newton again goes from dummy half. They're just ruining them round marker at the moment as McNally now jumps into dummy half. Going to come the short side to Gillam. Offload, has that been touched? No, we don't think so, as McNally then cross field to Liam Cooper, and Cooper gets it away, big charge, and Whitehaven suddenly on the front foot here. This Dewsbury defence is struggling as they go to the right, and Williams post short for Phillips, and Phillips is stopped a couple short. Newton waits at dummy half to the right hand side to Nick Williams, to where Nico Williams. Here's the change as Tom Walker gets out there. What have Whitehaven got up the sleeve as McNally goes across field looking for the jump of Wormsley. It's gone up in the air, it's taken on the full, and it should be a 20-metre restart. And he's going to rule no, goal line dropout.
I think we've seen perfectly there for those spectators the ebb and flow of the game. When you get a set restart, the impact it can have on the game. You know, 2 set restarts for Dewsbury before resulted in a try. 2 set restarts for Whitehaven has resulted in them going the full length of the field. So we talked about the rules, and it's clearly brought something new to the game. And
for a lot of these players, it's the first time they'll have played the new rules, apart from the trial games as well.
Yeah, and the bodies will certainly know they have. They'll be gassed with obviously set restart after set restart.
John Magrin, who's been around, he's now at the Dewsbury Rams, formerly with Bradford at one time, looking to get his place in the Jamaica side in the Rugby League World Cup at the end of the year. As Finn at dummy half gets it in field then. Nearly an offload there for Tom Garrett.
As you touched on before, both teams looking to exploit the ruck now. As bodies get tired, as boys get fatigued, both teams adopting a very, very similar approach now to the game.
The Dewsbury try scorer Fraser Morris plays, it's back to Finn, dropped off to Keenan Tomlinson, and he's put to ground on the 30. Last tackle again for the Rams, and he's not played that correctly. He's lost it, and that will be a turnover now in these modern times.
I think Gary and John will be looking to change another middle, or I would myself potentially. You know, Mark's done a lot of work out there, and I think there's meters to be exploited out there with some fresh legs. Dewsbury have put theirs on, so maybe it's time for Whitehaven for a second one.
Just pinching a couple of metres there on that play of the ball. Might do. Yeah, Mark Shackley's feeling it a little bit now, isn't he? Just having a look at him.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work.
He's going to stick his hands up for this one, but they're going to come down this short side with Mossop instead. And Mossop taken to ground by Butterworth. Newton waits at dummy half. Goes to the right hand side. Here he is. Big Mark Shackley. I'm trying to get him sat down for a period, but there's no movement on either bench at the moment as Newton waits at dummy half. 6-4 Dewsbury lead here to Williams. Williams goes short for Brett Phillips, and Brett Phillips just slightly got his line wrong. If he did, I think, a little out there.
Yeah, I think if he just goes a little further on an overs line, he just gets on a weak shoulder then and does get some joy. I think Dion at this moment would be an exceptional addition. I'm not saying for Mark, definitely, but Dion's a powerful
player. Big error from Lewis Carr, and Whitehaven have got it back. They just need to settle down here with...
That's that word, composure, Matt. Now they just need to be composed. Don't get too excited. Just try and turn the screw on the Rams, who've now made 3 back-to-back errors, so they'll be feeling it themselves. So Whitehaven, be calm and be composed.
You're talking about DNI. Gary was telling me that he's chopped 10k off.
I think he is a threat. I mean, I don't say this lightly, but I think he will potentially push towards the PNG squad. He's that strong a bloke and that good a player, but obviously now may well be the time.
As Whitehaven then on the attack, as Cooper tries to go for the line, he's held a metre short. As Newton now to the right to Phillips, and Phillips has lost it over the line. Chance has gone, and it will, is it ruled short or over the line? I think he's been ruled short. There is a Dewsbury player down, time off called by James Child, but that was a big chance for Haven.
And when you've got two really evenly matched sides that we've discussed time and time again, you know, those half chances really need, like down here, great tackle by the fullback to prevent Lackland scoring. Big Brett just turning round and in the art of maybe trying to place it down, just lost it. But half chances, Gary V ruined them. But I do really think it's time for another middle, and someone like Dion can cause them a threat. He's a strong unit.
As Dewsbury then get underway, it's been ruled in the field of play, the knock-on, so they'll start 10 away from their own line. As Mark Shackley's just trying to manhandle Lewis Carr a little bit there, and that's another big hit.
It
Tom
is a
Walker,
big hit.
big impact. It's Butterworth at dummy half. Whitehaven have just lifted it on defence here as Matthew Fleming brings it away. Here's the try scorer, Fraser Morris, and that's another big hit. The few who are in here whooping at those tackles as Butterworth kicks from dummy half. It's a good kick. It's found.
I think that's a smart play, Matt. You know, after 3 errors, I think it's a real smart play to get downfield, regroup. Some tired bodies. Let's try and put Whitehaven under some pressure.
Yeah, and a few of these big fellas are struggling to get back here as well.
I think we've said, both of us, maybe time for an interchange, but we don't see another one just yet.
Let's just have another look at this big hit.
It is a shot. He's carried real well, the try scorer, but that is a shot from Big Brett there. 2 big bodies colliding. What a sport rugby league is.
As Liam Cooper then gets over halfway. Newton at dummy half. Dropped it off to Shackley, the captain. Shackley's got the offload. Cooper wasn't quite ready for it, but managed to take it. Did well there, did Liam Cooper, the loose forward, on the last tackle. Lachlan Walmsley's got the hands up. It's going to go through the hands, I think, as Williams gets
could
it to
expose them here.
Dixon. Here is McNally. McNally dummies, flicks it out of the back. It's gone backwards to Walmsley. Walmsley, can he get it away? Can he get out of the tackle? He can. Big chance. Dixon on the inside. Can he go on his own? Offload's gone to ground. It's still in the field of play. It's in the hands of Liam Finn. And somehow Whitehaven have survived. What a great call from Nick Williams to go through hands.
I think as well, Whitehaven had exposed this right edge again, which we've talked about, and I think if Greg just slips the pass initially, I know he gets it away in the end, but again, Lachlan Walmsley showing some slight of foot there, and he could have had 3.
So Dewsbury survived their 2-point lead intact as we get up towards the half hour, and now Magrin's put it down. Another Dewsbury error, and it's a star field position for Whitehaven as Newton at dummy half. Here's Walker with his first carry, up for an offload, and it's put down by Butterworth. It's going to be another set of 6 as Newton then. Just need to calm things down a little bit, Whitehaven, at the moment.
I think both teams do. I think the lack of possession from Dewsbury over the past 10 minutes is causing them to error on exit sets, and then in good ball, Whitehaven are getting a little bit anxious, and they just need to steady the ship, and the message should go on. Calm down. This won't be won in one play, but it may well be won towards the back end if we keep gassing them.
Almost finds a gap as Gillam at dummy half. Here's Phillips out there now, the other Phillips, change a hooker. This could be a pivotal moment in this game, and he's straight in there is Callum Phillips. And Dion I's out there now, and Mark Shackley's gone for a breather. 3 changes then for Gary in this first half. Penalty, take 2, cup match, take 2.
I think I understand you're thinking, but I would keep going here just because of in the last 5 sets Dewsbury have erred 4 times, and they must be tired with the amount of D that they're doing. I know Whitehaven have let them off the hook a couple of times, but I would keep going here.
And it looks like they're going to keep going after the injury. This, although however unfortunate the injury is, it's just giving Dewsbury that chance just to get the hands on the hips, get the air back into the lungs, isn't it?
It is, and it's unfortunate for Tom. I hope it isn't a bad one. He's grimacing there, and you know, the game of rugby league's tough, and when you've had a break for a year, I really hope he pulls through this. He looks to be walking okay, so
I think just telling Callum Phillips where he wants the tap from. Dion's out there as well now.
Yeah, we've ruled
He is looking lean and mean, isn't he?
He is, and he's you know, the Polynesians and the PNG and the Fijians, they're strong, athletic individuals to start with, but this boy, he's a strong boy. He's a threat offensively, runs great lines, tough as teak as they all are. So
two Phillips out there now. This is Callum at dummy half as they're going to try this left-hand side again as Williams goes short to a recovered Walker, and penalty, second penalty, that one for a ball steal.
I'd definitely keep rolling.
And they are, as Phillips gets us back underway. Here is Dion I, first carry of the day for him in jumper 13, and he's put to ground.
I think
Five away from the line.
The only good thing there was we've opened up both sides of the field now, so
quick hands needed. Needs the pass, doesn't. Got the dummy in for the line.
Nice
try. Chris Taylor gets in for Whitehaven. Pressure built, pressure tells. Super hands to the right. I thought he'd made a mistake by not getting in out on the right to Andy Bullman, but no, goes himself, sticks the head down, and it's Chris Taylor who's in, and Whitehaven hit the front for the first time tonight. Their lead by 8 points to 6.
Yeah, I think on reflection they probably deserve that, and I think the pressure has told. You know, fair play to Dewsbury. They've defended real well for them sets, brought on by themselves a lot of it with their error rate over the past 10 or 15 minutes, and Lee won't be happy with that. But Whitehaven, as we touched on, opened up both sides of the field by a bit of a non-play towards the posts, but they managed to ship it to the right. Nice hands from Greg McNally, gets his centre in a bit of space and the right footstep, and he managed to make his way to the line to take the lead.
And on the balance of things, they've been good value now, haven't they, just to have the noses in front?
I think so, yeah. I think we talked about that ebb and flow and how small things, coaches will talk about small margins, and when you do back-to-back error, or especially coming off exit, and you put yourself under pressure, you can't keep doing that at this level. We spoke about how tough this division will be once, I know we're in the Challenge Cup, once this division starts, and there can be the difference between 2 points and no points. So Lee doesn't have a lot to fix up, maybe just the completion rate it would be, and I think if he does that, they're certainly definitely in this game. But yeah, I think on the balance of things, you bang on, Matt. I think Whitehaven deserve to be in front.
So Lachlan Walmsley has the goal kicking duties. There's the angle he's got. Can he edge Whitehaven into a 4-point lead as we get into the last 8.5 minutes or so of this first half? Quite fortunate we've got the timekeeper next to us so we can keep an eye on the official time as the kick's on its way, and the flags are up here at the Rec. It's the Betfred Challenge Cup here on the Our League app. Matt Horton and the Wathborough Hornets coach Ian Rooney here. It's 10-6. Here's the try again, Ian.
Yes, we've discussed there, we've got it to the middle of the field, we've chipped it right there, and he's done a right foot step as the defence has slided over, and he's managed to get himself to the line. And as you touched on, Matt, richly deserved for the possession and the pressure that they've had in the last 10 minutes or so.
Big set in the match coming up here.
I think Lee will be looking for them to gain some field position and certainly some ball again. You know, you can't keep defending your own quarter time after time, it will tell.
It's gone for a shortish high kick, and it's gone over the head, it's gone backwards, and it's a good kick-off in those conditions, and Whitehaven will start 10 away from their own line as Walmsley at dummy half goes on his own. So crucial to complete the set after a score though, isn't it?
It certainly is. You know, everyone's exuberant and you don't want to deflate that energy and give the opposition anything to feed off. You want to really turn that screw after a score and get away with a good set, and if possible a kick downfield, or better still a line break and a score.
Callum Phillips gets it to Dion I. There's Callum again at dummy half. Goes to that right hand side, pops it up to Walker. It's not a bad exit set from Whitehaven. Can be made better by the kickers. Nico Williams will find the grass.
Kick.
Just needs it to sit. Is it going to sit? It's going up the slope here. It has done. Super kick. Needs the chase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. And the Rams will start inside their own 10. That's the best kick from Whitehaven all game.
It is, and it's come off the back of a decent exit set, as you touched on, Matt, and Dewsbury have put a lot of effort into trying to keep Whitehaven there, so now Whitehaven winning the arm wrestle.
It's a long way for Dewsbury to that Whitehaven try line as Andrew Gabriel again. As Butterworth trying to catch Dion I offside. Did well to stay out of it there. He's got the offload back to Gabriel, and Dion, who's made it back the 10 metres, involved in the tackle on that occasion as Finn at dummy half. Here is Michael Knowles. Michael Knowles. That's bad. That's bad, and Michael Knowles has understandably reacted, and we should be seeing some colour of card here, I think, anyway.
I'll reserve judgment just because we're watching it on the screen.
We'll watch it again in a minute.
Yeah, I think it did look bad, but I don't think anyone intentionally does that type of thing.
Oh no, I'm not suggesting that.
But it did end up in a very, very awkward position then. It was a great carry. There's 3 or 4 in, and it's young Phillips, yeah. I think he tries to tip him onto his back, and because there's some weight elsewhere,
here we go, back pocket.
I think poor Nick Howe cops it off him, and it wasn't him.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes, it's yellow. Yeah. No, it's Callum Phillips who's been sin-binned for the dangerous tackle. No other choice in the modern game, is there?
No, he did get in when we watched the video, he did get him in a very, very awkward position, and he did tip him. So by the rules, yes, I think that's fair. I wouldn't like to have seen red there. As bad as that tackle looked, I think yellow is fair.
And that will be looked at by match review.
It did look a bit orangey though. You said yellow, and in the sunset I was thinking, is it yellow or is it red?
Yeah, there is a new rule in rugby union, isn't there? Where it's like a 20-minute sin bin now, isn't it? Or you can't. You're without a player for 20 minutes, aren't you? It's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, and player safety, I can understand that, and he did get in an awkward position after what was a very strong carry. Again, Callum's not that type of lad. There isn't anyone on the rugby league who intentionally goes to hurt anyone. But yeah, I think the refs got that right if it was yellow.
Man advantage then for Dewsbury. Can they take advantage with Fraser Morris? As Butterworth waits at dummy half. Goes to the left-hand side to Sykes. Here is Tom Garrett. And Garrett's put to ground on that left-hand side. 0 tackle. It's been wiped clean by the referee for interference as Lewis Carr takes it in. So man down and conceding restarts as Morris with the carry gets 10 away, just level with the left-hand post as they look to get organised. They've got 3 stood behind. They're going to come out to the right with Finn. Here is Sykes. Sykes will dummy. Here is into the line. Chance here, and they're in. They've scored. Adam Ryder with the try. Joe Martin chimed into the line perfectly. Adam Ryder gets it, and we're all square here at the Rec. It's Whitehaven 10, Dewsbury 10, and they immediately take advantage of that extra man, Ian.
Yeah, the extra man, and then the set restart compounded that, and then they moved the ball swiftly from left to right. I think they've got them numbered, but he's such a powerful boy, Adam. I had him in an England squad. Great player, real powerful. You can see by his physique, he'd be 16 and a half, 17 stone, I would think, Adam, and he can run, and he's got decent footwork, and he's, you know, product of the Underbank club, so big shout out to all those lads at Underbank and 90 down there, so well done to Adam, and a quick response from Dewsbury, and they've been under the cosh. I think Lee will be delighted if they go in front, given the possession that they've had.
Big mate of mine, Richard Knight. Last time I saw him we were both down in New Zealand for the GB tour a couple of years ago. We went to watch the Community Lions in the second game at the Truss Arena in Auckland on the Friday, and then the week before, the day after, we had a couple of beers. Oh no, it was the weekend before at the Hamilton Test. We had a couple of beers, like you do. Here is Paul Sykes then with the kick. It's just going to drift to the right hand side of the post. All square here then at the Rec. It is 10-10. Interestingly, made a change. They've got James Newton back out there pretty quickly.
Yeah, they've put a recognised 9 on there rather than have people rotate in and out of there. I might have done that, but I can't see for the moment who they've taken off. Ellis Gillam, is it?
Could be.
Ellis
it's Liam Cooper, I think.
Yeah, Liam Cooper, yeah.
Oh, it's gone backwards. Nearly from Joe Martin. So, 10-all here. I've said it before, I'll say it again. We play to a finish tonight. If we're level at 80 minutes, Golden Point will take place. It won't take place in the regular season championship, but all cup games finished on the day. As Dewsbury look to clear their own end. James Child telling the Whitehaven players to get on side. Here is John Magrin. Magrin met by Ellis Gillam. As Butterworth at dummy half tries to dummy and go, but D&I not having any of that. Last tackle, 10 short of halfway. Come to the right with Finn inside the 40. It's straight down the throat of Lachlan Walmsley. Spills it backwards though. Has a bit of room to run into, and the last try scorer, Adam Ryder, there to bring him to ground. As Haven then look to clear the lines, as got about 75 seconds left on our clock.
Good work from Andrew there, coming in and spelling his bigger units off. You like to see that. Touched on that before. We'd had him doing it for the Rams, so wider backs have got to help out.
And even more so in these times, isn't it? Because these big boys are really going to suffer.
They certainly are, and they're as powerful. You know, you see some of the wider backs now, centres, wingers, etc. 6 foot, 14, 15 stone. Some of these boys. So yeah, there's nothing to stop them coming and helping out, which is what they're doing a great job doing.
Good defensive set from the Rams there. On this last tackle, as Dixon goes low, needs that to hold up. It does. It's going to stop halfway in the in goalers. Martin gets back there and Walmsley with the chase. He's heading off the island. Oh, he's done really well to stay in the field of play there. Really, really lucky. That could have been a huge turnover there for Whitehaven, couldn't it, Ian?
It was another good kick. The last 2 kicks Whitehaven have put in have been real solid. Ended in the in goal with a decent chase and very nearly got the rewards there for that excellent chase and kick.
That's been lost. This is going to be play on. 0 tackle. Big chance in this last minute while they're a man short. This could be a huge score for Whitehaven. Is it worth coming away with even a field goal at this rate? Anything's better than nothing.
Yeah.
A man down.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, but I think if they can create the opportunity, there's probably, I don't know whether our clock's slightly ahead, there's probably a minute or two, so they maybe get a full set at them.
Here's McNally then to this left hand side. Mossop with a step. Mossop on the inside for the line. He's held a couple short as Walmsley waits at dummy half, gets it to Dixon. Here's Walker on the charge, and Walker met head on, and Walker tries to get these legs driving. He's upended 3 away from the line. Can Whitehaven nudge ahead just before the break here?
I think the slow play, the ball's hampered them there, but
Dixon wants to go on his own as Newton gets into dummy half, goes to the right hand side to Williams. Here's McNally in the line, drops it onto the boot. Too much on that, chance has gone. It's nearly half time. Timekeeper stood up. This is probably going to be the last play of the half as Andrew Gabriel goes across the field. We're going to have time for one more. There's Matthew Fleming then with the carry. Maybe another one. This is the last play of the half, and it's taken in by the first try scorer, Fraser Morris, and it's half time here at the Rec on the Our League app in this Betfred Challenge Cup first round tie. It's all square. It's Whitehaven 10, Dewsbury Rams 10. What a fantastic first half from two sides who haven't played in over 12 months.
I hope everyone out there is enjoying it as much as you and I, Matt. We spoke about it being evenly matched, about it being a very close game, and that's exactly what it's turned out to be. And how the game flowed, I think Whitehaven, you would think, have had a lot more territory, but possession-wise, I've been like a Sado ticking off my stats, and they've had 19 sets each. So, but where they've had them, it has been imperative, and I think Whitehaven's had a lot of ball down in Dewsbury's green zone, if you want to call it that, and down in their quarter with try scoring opportunities. Only come away with 2. Dewsbury's only been down in Whitehaven's twice, maybe 3 times, and they've come away with 2 tries. So they've executed well when they've got down there. They just can't get there enough, and Lee will want to fix that up. That lack of composure, that error rate just needs to be fixed to give themselves a better chance in the second half.
I get the feeling from this first half, Ian, it's been played in 2 quarters. The first 20 definitely Dewsbury, the back 20 definitely Whitehaven.
I think that's a great assessment of it, Matt, and I fully agree with that. And I think we talked on Dewsbury's lack of application maybe coming off their own line when they were fatigued, and that's understandable in these circumstances, which again we touched on. I think Whitehaven have had a little bit of joy down this left hand side, create a couple of other half chances.
13 on 12 in this second half, and that explains why James Newton was back out there pretty quick, and so Gary's had to burn a substitution for that as well, hasn't he? So there's our explanation for James Newton getting back out there pretty quickly as we're underway for the second half. Then Whitehaven into the breeze and with 12 men, but going down the slope here at the Rec, and they'll be looking to pen Dewsbury back in that bottom right hand corner as we look on the far side of the pitch. That's the heavy, always traditionally the heaviest part of the pitch here at the Rec, as Dion I gets some good after contact meters. Great work from Dion I, gets 12 short of halfway. So James Newton's going to get a bit more game time than he planned, as Tom Walker again gets good meters after contact and gets to halfway. As the sun sets here at the Rec and the floodlights just start to take over as they try that left hand side again. Do you think that was mentioned in the sheds at half time?
I certainly do.
As Dixon then with the high kick, Tester, and it's well taken on this left hand side. I
think Wakefield had some joy on that right edge D of Dewsbury as well in the pre-season game, and if Gary and John have done the homework, which they will have, they'll have seen that there was an opportunity for Whitehaven to make some inroads down that side.
As Fleming with the carry then. Here's Andy Gabriel off the wing and gets 12 short of halfway. Here's John Magrin now. Good collision in centre field. Walker with the initial hit and DNI in to help out as they try this left hand side with Tom Garrett, and Tom Garrett's played every minute so far. As Butterworth waits at dummy half on the last tackle to this left hand side, and Sykes, high swirling kick, easy for Greg McNally though, and McNally looks to return with interest. And just two settling opening sets from both teams there, weren't they really, Ian?
Yeah, bit of a mirror image of the first half, which is to be expected, certainly from the home side. Haven't gone down to 12 we just discussed there, and I think we'll see very similar for the first 5 or 10 minutes, I would expect, with this half.
So the outside back's getting in to help out as try this left hand side again to this left hand side. I think that's where they're going to get most joy. Offload, great offload as DNI now has it, and he gets over centre field as again, look at those after contact meters again from Dion.
A very, very powerful individual.
As Williams then drops it off to Walker. Walker looks to get up ahead of steam and bounces the first two off. Last tackle, 35 out. Comes to this right hand side as Nico Williams again looking to test Lewis Carr, and Carr's dropped it. Flat dropped it. 5 out from his own line. Big chance for Haven now, Ian.
Yeah, not a lot of pressure there, to be fair. The kick wasn't the greatest from Nick Howe, and I think they've got an opportunity again. We use that word a lot, composure. It's the first opportunity they've had, so yes, if it's there to be taken, but let's make sure we stay down here with 12.
So 6 tackles from 10 metres out as James Newton waits at dummy half, goes the left hand side to Dixon. Here is Gillan, Ellis Gillan. As Whitehaven in the blue going left to right in this second half as Newton at dummy half comes to the right to Dixon. Dixon sees a gap, Dixon goes, and he's just covered. There's a flop there for mine as well as Newton comes to the right. Here is Williams, gets it to Taylor, and Taylor who scored the second try for Haven.
Carl's got that in his game, that show. It's very, very deceptive, and he's a big lad for us. He's real quick off the mark, so that little show, he will push his body through on a number of occasions.
Oh, now DNI's come up with the error, and Dewsbury have survived, and John Magrin will sweep up for the Rams.
An opportunity missed again.
As Finn at dummy half goes to that right hand side. Credit to these Dewsbury wingers, Andy Gabriel and Lewis Carr. They've been in centre field a lot and got through a lot of work tonight for Lee Greenwood.
They certainly have. Adam was in the first half as well, so both sets of wide backs have done their fair share of the work, which is what both coaches will expect. I'd like to give a rap to Fraser Morris. I think he's carried real strong. Just as I say, he's tipping it on. He's been real good, I think, for the Rams.
Michael Knowles has had a change of headgear at half-time. He's come out in pink, that isn't it? This second half, he had the black one on in the first half. There he is at dummy half, goes to the right to Sykes. As trouble for Whitehaven. Dion is down in back play, last tackle.
Currently got 11 players, Whitehaven.
As Sykes goes high into this wind, as Bullman does well in heavy traffic to take that ball.
He does, and he wins the play. The ball. He turned his body nicely there, Andy, on that take. So even if he does lose possession, he is turning it back towards his own post.
This doesn't look good for Dion. Time off's going to be called by James Child. He's down on halfway, and the trainer is just doing some initial tests on the knee, and a man down. Had to burn a substitution to get the hooker back out there. This could be potentially really bad news for Gary.
It is, and he's had an impact. You've said a number of occasions, Matt, about his after contact meters, and he's got that. He certainly looks fit. They brought him on after about 30 minutes. I thought, in my humble opinion, slightly late, because I know what damage he can cause, and I think outside of these two halves, potentially line breaks would be an opportunity for Dion there. So I really hope he can shake this off. It doesn't look promising at the moment, but I really hope he can.
Apparently, according to Gary Charlton, he's coming 10k lighter this year, Dion.
He certainly looks fit. Bit of the magic spray, bit of the bendy of the knee there, so let's hope it's been a bit more of a knock and a jar to it.
This could just be the incident where Dion's picked the injury up. Doesn't look to be. He's just hobbling away after that. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's struggling out at the back of that tackle. Great spot from our producer back at base.
Yeah, he's making his way back into the defensive line, which is great to see for all Whitehaven fans and great to see for Dion.
And Dewsbury now looking to just up the intensity on defence.
Unfortunately, he's waving in back play.
Again, trying this left-hand side with Ellis Gillam. Offload to Dixon. Everybody had almost reset there before the offload came. As Newton waits at dummy half, then 18 short halfway to the right to Williams. Here is Phillips, the only Phillips out there now, Brett. As Dion's done, and Mark Shackley's going to get more minutes than he anticipated. As McNally with the kick, splits fullback and wingers. It's fielded on the 10 by Joe Martin. Chase is pretty good. Here comes two fresh bodies for the Rams. They're looking to get Sam Day. And who's that? 16. Connor Scott on his way out there as well.
Another big body coming on from the Rams there.
And fresh
Connor,
as well.
Yeah.
Here he is. Straight into it. And he's put on his back quickly. Great tackle from Haven there. Walker leading the way. As Day now will get into dummy half. Bust! Here's the offload to Martin. Martin's got away from one. He's got somebody on the outside. He has. Oh, it's gone through the hands. And Lewis Carr has just seen 4 points vanish through his fingers.
You called it, Matt, right down the ruck as them fresh bodies come on. Great carry from Tom Garrett. Big boy, but we've got some good footwork. Split them right down the ruck. A jagged line defensively. Missed tackle at the ruck, and then he rounds the fullback nicely because of great push support, and then throws what does seem an okay pass. And
just made in his defence, it was probably a little bit on the high side, but he should be taking those in. Here is the Whitehaven captain, Mark Shackley, back out there now. Newton at dummy half. These forwards are going to have to put a ton of work in, man off, man.
I was just about to say exactly the same. I think the wider backs need to come in now.
There's Lewis Carr's reaction to dropping those potentially 4 points as Walker.
He's carried strongly, Tom. In every opportunity he's had, he has carried strongly and won the contact nicely.
Williams will go through the hands to Taylor. Taylor gets the kick over the head. That's going to bounce and go. It's going to hold up.
I'm not so sure it was planned, but it's working out a great kick.
It's that bottom end of the field here. It's always,
and it's a good chase.
if it's good to soft in this half of the field, it's normally a soft to heavy in that bottom corner, isn't it?
That bottom far left, yeah. You'll need your goggles and some wellies in the bottom.
I remember doing the Whitehaven Oldham game up here last year. It was, yeah, you needed snorkel and flippers in that corner, didn't you?
To be fair to the volunteers who do this now, the wreck's looking in great condition. You know, they've spent a lot of time on it. It is getting a lot better, and fair play to those people who put a lot of time and effort in down here, so well done to those blokes. And ladies, if there is some.
Stay at dummy half then to Sykes. Here is Knowles. And Knowles will get to halfway. Last tackle, good defensive set from the 12 men of Whitehaven. If you're just joining us, the Whitehaven substitute, Callum Phillips, sent off for a dangerous tackle.
Danger here.
And there's danger. And that's come off McNally. He's not played at it. And it's going to rule a knock on against McNally. No, it's going to rule a knock on against the Dewsbury player.
I think Whitehaven may have got away with one here.
We'll get a look at it again shortly. And they need to dig in here. Do Whitehaven. Here's the replay of this one. He's ruled a forward pass into McNally, I think. Here is Phillips.
Yeah, I think Brett's got to do that a bit more. Come in, run slightly wider. He likes the contact, Brett, and he's, you know, when he first burst onto the scene, really explosive, hitting holes wider out of the D defender. And I think if Brett did that, he can cause teams a lot of problems. He is a big, strong, athletic unit, and I think we need to see that from him.
Poor pass from Williams, and Sykes is there to drop onto it. Just a little misread there from this right edge of the Whitehaven side.
Yeah, I think Brett's carried on running his overs, and young Williams has dropped him, the invisible man, off.
As Day waits at dummy half then. Goes to the right hand side. Here is Fraser Morris, still full of running. Fraser Morris.
He's not the biggest, but he's carried real solidly. Real solid. He's kept on. He's really game. He's offered himself up.
Finn drops it off.
There's Ryder
Day at dummy half. Good quick play. The ball, they're on a roll here as Day scoots from dummy half.
I think Whitehaven's got to realise when they can win the contact there, you know, and they can take him to ground and buy themselves some extra seconds to get the defensive line set when they've only got 12.
They're going through the hands as Fleming cuts in field, and Fleming's lost it. And Whitehaven have survived, have they? No, it's going to be a knock-on against Mark Shackley, I think.
He's not happy, so unless he's bluffing there, I think Mark probably believes that he's not touched that with his hand. He may well be right. This could be a big call. Small things in the game at 10-10 make huge impact now, Matt.
And under the new regulations, they've gone to centre field for the restart. As Day waits at dummy half, here is Garrett, who's beginning to have a bigger influence on this game at the moment. As Day at dummy half comes to the left hand side to Sykes, pops it out at the back. Chance here for Joe Martin, and balls come free, and Whitehaven have got it back, and second tackle, Lee Greenwood will be fuming.
He will, because I think when they've run that, when it's close to the line in the first half, they've been much more direct and square. That was very lateral, very coming across, very easy to pick up and just move off as a defender. So long as the communication was there, I think it was not the best play at that one, and as you rightly say, Lee is just across from us by about 15 yards. He was not happy.
I think this has just got to be a good exit set from Whitehaven. Get to a 40, get a good kick in.
I think for the Whitehaven fans out there who's watching, I think that they will realise now, 12 men, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be pretty at times, but they've got to find a way. And Cumbrians generally, you know, I am biased again, so I apologise to all our Yorkshire viewers, but they've got to find a way. Nice ball.
Again, trying that left edge where they've had a bit of success in that first half. As Dixon gets it to Walker, who's been impressive since coming on, but gets a good tackle from Sam Day that time.
And I think that's a set reset there, you know. I think we haven't had many.
It's crucial. Whitehaven needs set restarts. Oh, it's been kicked.
Well, he can run.
He can. And has that been knocked on? It's gone into touch. He's got rid of the ball. We don't. And he's going to give a penalty for dragging into touch here. I think, yeah, he's given a penalty for dragging into touch. Here's the replay. Oh, just blindsided by the touch, judge.
I think there's a call there for a knock-on, potentially. And it was all a bit scrappy there, and somehow we've come up with dragging. Penalty. It's a frustrating one, dragging, isn't it?
But if he's on the ground as soon as he's touched, he's held, isn't he? That's the rules. There's another Whitehaven player getting strapped up on that far side.
Young Jason Mossad.
It is Mossad, and the trainer's desperately trying to tape the thigh up and get him back into that defensive line. He has done.
He's limping heavily, but I think this set Whitehaven seem to have ramped up, but the smart cookie Finn has maybe noticed there that there's a man, and he's demanding the football out there on that right edge.
Trying to have a run at the injured man. It's a drop-off this time. And that's been stolen one-on-one. It's gone backwards. That's play on. 0 tackle. And that will be play on. Offload. Finds Keenan Tomlinson, and Tomlinson rumbles upfield. Again, he's trying to go for the one steal. He's given another set restart here as James Childers. Adam Ryder gets the offload today. Whitehaven need to stop this offload now.
Whitehaven need to make an interchange. There's a man out again. Hey, yes.
Walker, who was injured in the first half.
They've currently got 11 defenders now, so somehow as a coach you just want Tom to somehow get in that line
Short
and
pass.
at least be a body.
Short pass finds Knowles. Can the 11 of Whitehaven hang on as Martin at dummy half goes to the right? Here is Garrett. He's going to have to come off. Is Tom Walker. And Andy Dawson's about to get back out there. 0 tackle again. Too slow. They need to get that.
Dawson needs to get on there real quick. I don't know why
he's out there. He had to go in an onside position. That's the problem. Scoop from dummy half. Short is Day. Great defence. Finn at dummy half. Goes to the right to Sykes. Back on the inside for Fraser Morris. Big moment in this match here now. 10-all. Can the 12 men of Whitehaven survive? Here is Finn. Double pump finds Sykes. They've got numbers. Here into the back. It's opened up and it's a Shepherd given. And Whitehaven survive. And James Child calls the obstruction. Wow.
I think Chris made a decision as well. I'd like to see this one again to bite in again. We're talking split seconds. But Sykes, he goes to the line.
Yeah, he's gone round the back. It's a good call.
It is a good call.
As Williams then with the touch finder. Again, just need to settle things down here, do Whitehaven.
I think I'd certainly, if I was Gary and Johnny, I'd be asking the likes of Andrew and Chris. Chris is heading round there now to carry some football. It's not pretty. They don't want to necessarily do it as their roles in the team, but
here is Dawson. There was a bit of a discussion between Knowles and Phillips in back play. Play on, just go. That's offside from Fleming potentially. Everybody's trying to, and here comes a penalty.
I think eventually he's got the right call of a penalty. He probably could have got them for 3 different things, but James has got them in the end. I think he's had a good game.
Yep. Of course, all the full-time officials are out in this round of the Challenge Cup this weekend, and time off's called. I think he's going to have a word with Michael Knowles and with Brett Phillips. So it's the captain, Brett Phillips. We can have a listen to this. We've got the mic on, James, and let's have a listen to what's going on field. And if we get anything industrial, we do apologise.
You clearly know you're putting your hand on the ball and throw it on the goal line.
It's been muted.
But we don't need the actors. Both
it's just the two captains, and I think this is good refereeing. He's just going to be go back to your players.
Yeah, and I think it's if there was the Whitehaven coach, I'd be saying, suck it in, boys. Right. We're going to have to do this tough. And you've got to, out of adversity, you've got to try and get some positives here. You don't got to feel sorry for yourself. You've got to think, yeah, it's happened. We've got to deal with it. Let's spend some time down here and make Dewsbury defend. And if we make them defend, regardless of having 12 men, they will tie it.
Here is Phillips after his little stoosh with Knowles. He's run straight back at him. That's what we love about this game, isn't it?
As if that hasn't happened a million times before in rugby league. I'll show you. Each of them's thinking.
As Williams gets it to Dixon. Here is Mossop down this left-hand side with the bandage on the leg now.
I'd be tempted to maybe if he was carrying that injury, maybe have a look at swapping them 2 centres or swapping the back row around there and getting that left edge going again.
Here's Dawson.
Go free. Okay.
Short pass.
Okay.
Offload to Dawson, out the back to Dixon.
Okay.
Shackley for the line.
Yeah,
Have
okay.
scored.
Okay.
And Whitehaven are in. The 12 men have scored. 17 minutes gone in this second half. And Whitehaven, a man down, are back in front here at the Rec. And it's the captain, Mark Shackley, with a try. It's Whitehaven 14, Dewsbury 10. Ian, take us through this.
Yeah, it's some nice slick hands between about 3 or 4 players. Nice little slip ball from Carl there off Brewy. And Dawson, and Shax manages to plough over from again. I'll give him 5 yards, and it's about 3. But we spoke as coaches, you will be saying the small things can make massive impacts. So the penalty, you go back to all the scores, repeat set, try. Down here, error coming off your own line. So it's as if you're feeding the opposition. So as a coach, you're thinking, it's not great to sometimes have to say it, but that patience, and I've said it 10 times, that composure, when you're down there, whether you've got 12 men, 11 men, they've got to defend you. And if you stay down there long enough, you will get your rewards.
Jason Mossop in back play is again getting the leg taped up by the trainer. That bandage is getting bigger and bigger on his left thigh.
Real tough lad, Jason, and I know he'll do his absolute damnedest. They're under a bit of caution in Whitehaven, body-wise, physicality, and I think for everyone out there, this is a tough game we're playing. And I don't mean to be patronising to the listeners, but some of the collisions out there, you know, for part-time players, it's tough, and having not played in a year, it's even tougher.
Elsewhere today, Oldham 20, Barrow 6s. Lackland Walmsley with the kick, sticks the flags up here. 16 points to 10, Whitehaven lead here on the Our League app. Also this afternoon, London 24, Keighley 10. Here's the try again, Ian.
Yeah, and it come on the back of that penalty, a little slip ball there.
Keep working on intent, yeah.
Then another one from young Dawson to Dixon, and he pushes it through.
Great transfer of the hands there from Carl Dixon, wasn't it?
I think all deserve credit there, you know. They've got it to the right edge, kept the ball alive, be easy to go to ground, like I've been saying, but they've done well.
Oh, it's bounced backwards. Oh, Dewsbury have got it back. Chance to hit back immediately with Ryder.
Those kickoffs have been a threat on their own, haven't they?
Yeah. Here is Gabriel in off the wing again.
I think you touched on in the first half, Matt.
Penalty
you
3.
touched on the first half.
Oh, he's thrown it away. Don't do that. Mark Shackley can't be getting sin bin for dissent here, can he?
About after a try, how often does that happen?
It's
scary that you just switch off even though you're the side that's just had a positive.
The thing is, the flagpole here at the Rec is blowing behind Dewsbury, but that one held up. It must be swirling around in here. As Day waits at dummy half, comes to the left-hand side to Sykes, goes short, crash ball for Fleming. Fleming's lost, he's got it down. He's got it down as Fleming. Whitehaven aren't happy, but James Child has pointed straight to the spot. And Dewsbury have hit straight back here. Matthew Fleming with the try. It's Whitehaven 16, Dewsbury 14.
The important thing here now is, I think, as a coach, you get on there now or get a message in. Yeah, the kick-off we should be fielding better. And if we can tell the wind, it's difficult for us up here, but you know, to put 7 or 8 on the back line maybe isn't what we need at the moment, but we should have fielded it, but we didn't, and then they'll feel hard done by what they'll believe wasn't a reef-out, and then they haven't managed to defend that set. I thought he blew the chance, but
they looked quite quick there. Good line from Fleming, and well, we're never going to know. Referee was happy, but we're never going to know.
To be fair to James, he's in a good position. You know, he's right behind it, so, and the ball does bounce out squarely back, but again, touching on that small things, big things, and danger of being the hindsight police, but field your own kick-off and you don't put yourself under that bump.
We're in the last quarter here. Can the 12 men of Whitehaven progress to a tie against West Wales or Widnes next weekend? Don't forget, coming up after us here from the Rec, we're off to the Shea. A big local clash between Halifax and Batley. As Sykes then with this kick, and he's nailed it straight down the middle over the black dot. Flags are up here at the Rec. We're on the Our League app. It's Matt Horton and the Loughborough coach Ian Rooney. Game on. 18 minutes left. We're locked up. It's Whitehaven 16, Dewsbury Rams 16.
It is, and I think that win must have turned around because Paul gives that a clout there, and I think he's hurt his leg slightly in doing it. Look, he's feeling the hamstring, and it only just crept over. It was an excellent kick, but I believe the win has somewhat turned around here.
And Jason Mossop's done. Jason Mossop's done. And Connor Holliday, well, he's fresh pair of legs, is Connor Holliday. We've not seen him yet this afternoon, and he's going to go over and play on that left edge. He's going to go onto the wing. No, he's not. He's been pointed into the centre by Lachlan Walmsley as kick-off is... Oh, it's put down by the try scorer. Oh, and it's been ruled backwards.
Well, he certainly looked forward, but...
Touch judge was down there. So, the calls come from the sideline as Day waits at dummy half.
I think Paul Sykes is struggling here in this
He is. But I think Whitehaven down to one body on the bench now.
It's a strange one with Connor only just coming on now with, 17 minutes to go, fresh pair of legs, you know. Maybe could have got him on slightly sooner. He's a bit of a versatile player, can play all over the park, won't let anyone down, Connor.
Oh, here's Day. Day's found a gap. Day puts the kick through, foot race between Walmsley. Oh, and he's done really well. Well defended. Oh, huge drama. Here's the catch that went backwards. Yes, it did on second look. And we'll see this chance again shortly. So Gary's down to one. We think Gary's down to one fit man on the bench. Paul Sykes was struggling. He seems to have recovered a little bit now. Here is Dawson. Here is the replay of the Day break. Good footwork, wasn't it? Putting the kick through.
A nice kick as well.
And Gabriel just couldn't bring it in.
From everyone there to try and get that. That's great to see that.
So, 15 and a half minutes to go. Here is Shackley. We could be heading to Golden Point as Dawson with the carry gets to halfway. Zero restart. Huge in this game now. And Whitehaven on halfway have got a fresh set. As Williams drops it off to Phillips, who's just having to move in field a little bit more, gets away from one, tries to get away from two. Great. Oh, he's had it stolen one-on-one. That's play on. Great from Keenan Tomlinson, and he gets to halfway. Could that be a pivotal moment? That's slow.
Another body injured, I think. You know, the boys are feeling it now.
Yeah, it's going to be a survival battle for survival. Reese Butterworth is looking to get back out there. They're just going to hold off at the moment as Knowles looks to step inside Phillips and does. Dawson just missed the ankle tap, but Dewsbury now with this extra man looking to take advantage. Oh, it's been spilled and the chance is gone.
About to say, a couple of them Whitehaven boys really blowing now, and you can understand why. You know, Brewer's done a stint down the bottom there, Shacks is back on doing a stint, you know, so hands on hips times. And
Paul Sykes is done.
Yeah, we called that early, didn't we? You know,
and that came off the back of the goal kick.
I think it did. I think he was, as soon as he kicked it, he was holding that hamstring, and it has got colder, you know, hasn't it? You know, and the wind's got up, and just what both coaches probably didn't want, another 10 minutes of extra time potentially. It
is a stunning sunset here on the west coast, looking out towards the red sky across over where the harbour is. As Newton at dummy half gets it to Dawson. The team that made the least errors from here will get the money tonight. As Whitehaven get to halfway, offload finds Newton. Newton goes up the middle, runs at Day.
I think there could well be some joy just up them middles when you get that second phase and just push right through the middle in numbers.
And Shackley
to play the ball, you could get some joy and then go to an edge, not before.
They're trying this left hand side again then with Gillam. too early for a drop goal yet, isn't it? Yeah. 13 minutes left.
It is Dewsbury, and I suppose Steve-O would say that.
Yeah, true. As Williams then decides to go high. Tester here. It's taken by the Whitehaven players. A claim for taken in the air. Penalty to Whitehaven.
Now, might you go for the 2 here, I think? It depends where he marks this penalty at.
I think it's going to be quite near the sideline. It is.
They've got to keep rolling here then.
If not just to chew a minute off the clock while they're down to 12 men and they're at the right end of the field.
Time is off.
But they must stay calm down here now. They must relax. Not really force it, thinking they've got to score in this one play.
And he's going to kick the ball backwards. I don't understand why teams do that. I understand them kicking it off the field to get 10 metres in, but not backwards. And James Child wants it with where it should be taken from. As Chris Taylor then gets us back underway. Nico Williams gets it to Phillips. Brett Phillips.
He's come into the game a bit more, Brett.
Yeah.
Which we discussed he had to do, having lost his brother. He has done.
Newton waits at dummy half. Here is Williams. They've got a good shape here as Dixon double pumps. Long ball, McNally to Lackland in the corner. No, gets it back in field to McNally.
They do look dangerous again down that edge.
As Newton drops it off to Dawson. Can Dawson burrow his way over? No, he's just a metre short of the line. As Newton waits at dummy half. Comes to this right-hand side. Up the middle. Oh, just short. Couple left in the set. Still locked up here. Here is Dawson trying to crash over. Didn't think he was just trying to suck the defence in. Here is Dawson still going. He's sucked in 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. Needs a quick play of the ball. He's not going to get one though. As Newton goes on his own. Newton for the line. He's short.
I don't know. That's a smart player, I think.
Ball's back to Dixon. Here is Nico Williams. Here's McNally into the line. McNally trying to get on the outside. McNally is held. Last tackle. Repeat set minimum.
Yeah, at the post.
As
Young Williams
goes down the short side. Taylor has got it out to McNally. And McNally's in at the corner. What an offload from Chris Taylor. And Whitehaven are back in front. And it's Greg McNally on his return to his hometown club who's put Haven back in front. 12 minutes left here. It's Whitehaven 20, Dewsbury Rams 16. What an offload from Chris Taylor.
I think young Nick R. Williams is probably just screaming at him, where is he going, what is he doing, and then the next minute, out the back door flip. Fair play to Greg, he's kept himself alive and he's dived over nicely in the corner, but you were just about to say not the smartest player going out there, and it comes up trumps with a 4-pointer.
Curse of the commentator, Ian, as always. Wow. What a game this is here on the Our League app. Coming up tonight, Halifax against Batley from the Shea.
Can we just say as well, Matt, for the early birds with the £5 on the Our League app, why would you not want to do this and watch this great sport? What an advert this has been in after a year away for 2 semi-professional teams to serve up this for everyone. Get your money bought and let's watch the 2 Yorkshire clubs, Halifax and Batley.
Right, it's a tenner now for that one though.
Knock 7 bells into each other.
The early bird deadline's gone for that, so it's a tenner if you want to watch Halifax against Batley after us. But if it's anything as good as this, I mean, like we said earlier, we were talking about it. It's normally £15 minimum to get through the gate. £5 is a great value.
Of course it is, yeah. And when we haven't watched our great game for so long, it's fantastic value. So well done to everyone who's getting these games.
Big kick from Lackland Walmsley. Oh, he's nailed this from the sideline. Flags are up here at the Rec. It is the Betfred Challenge Cup. Whitehaven against Dewsbury, 22-16, which is the exact mirror of the score here last season when Dewsbury took the money home. Here's this try again on the close angle. Just watch this offload. Oh, dearie me.
4 defenders round him and 1 watching. I think if I'd be saying here, I should get a bit shorter. They've gone long, but
big set. Must complete. It is the captain, Shackley, to bring it back. 10 minutes to go, plus a little bit of stoppage time that we've had. There is no game clock, official game clock here. And it's Gary Charlton, the message will be here. Get this up your jumper, get completing and get a good kick in.
milking, mate. You're just milking.
Oh, good hit from Day, but Dawson bounces him off and gets the penalty for the ball steal. Huge moment in this game, and suddenly Whitehaven are in no rush, Ian.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, though, you've got to be careful. You've still got to play. You haven't got to be silly, I don't mean that. I mean, though, you haven't got to, just one-up stuff, because you will get bashed. It only takes 7 or 8 seconds to score a try. So.
Oh no, they failed to find touch, and Dewsbury have got it back with Andrew Gabriel. It's still in play. Can Dewsbury now fight back?
I think both coaches, we talked about what they'll be saying at half time, they'll be both having heart attacks now.
Yeah. Oh, he's lost it. Knock on. First tackle from Joe Martin. And Lee Greenwood.
He's moved position down
He's
to the
down
sideline.
to the sideline now. Gary's taken up in the end terrace. It's behind the posts, is Gary. But this is absolutely fantastic drama. Here's the error from Joe Martin. Just trying to force it too much, isn't it?
He is, and we've just touched on again, we've got to be smart now, both teams. I think Whitehaven's still got to play, they've still got to push in numbers and not send single carriers, because you will get dominated and you will lose the play of the ball quickly, and you'll find yourself under the pump very quickly.
And suddenly the drop goal again is a very big option now for Whitehaven as Dawson. And if this wins behind...
I think young Dawson in the last 10-15 minutes has really stepped up. He's carried a lot of football, his contact's been good.
Lewis Carr is about to get back out there, a good kick, and Dewsbury penned in that bottom corner, which is where you want to put any side on this field here.
It certainly is, and Whitehaven making an interchange there. Mark's done a sterling job out there.
And he's hobbling though. That could be them done substitute wise, as Liam Cooper gets back out there.
I think the last 7 or 8 minutes or whatever we've got, this is Whitehaven now.
They're just going to have to defend and tackle for their lives, the 12 men here. As Joe Martin with the carry. What have Dewsbury got as Finn out to this left hand side? Here is Fleming, the last Dewsbury try scorer, gets over halfway as Knowles waits at dummy half. To the right, Butterworth is going to go high, spiralling, horrible kick, and Walmsley's done really well there. One of the directors, well done Lackland.
I think he's had a really solid game. Everything he's done has looked quality. He scored his try, took a bit of an opportunist try, but he's kicked a couple of great goals. He's fielded everything that's been kicked at him. I think he's been impressive.
Connor Holliday will play it. Here's Gillan. And Ellis Gillan will get in centre field to the 40. Can the 12 men hang on for a famous victory? As Cooper is a couple short of halfway, as Newton at dummy half. And they get inside Dewsbury territory on this last tackle. High kick. It's taken. Here is Lewis Carr. Out there, going across field, into centre field. Dewsbury needs to get numbers back behind the ball.
The chase is just slightly slower now, and you can well accept that. You know, as you get into the last 5 or 6 minutes of a game that's been as attritional as this, it's understandable. There's plenty of football left yet in this game, I think.
We could be in for a dramatic finish here at the Rec. First round of the Betfred Challenge Cup. At the conclusion, oh, he's dropped it again, Reece Butterworth.
Again, I just think that right to left movement is very lateral from Dewsbury there. He's got to square up and engage defenders. You know, you can just peel off even with a defender short. They can just look up, and with good comms, they can get out and just allow the sideways movement. You've got to go and engage 2 defenders.
I'm going to drop this on you now. Yeah, you've got to pick a man of the match in about 4 minutes, so I'll get your thinking cap on Ian. As Whitehaven will just trundle downfield.
I think they all deserve a rap, you know. In a tough sport, which we all love. I think the period that we've had off to come back, it's just been great to see the combative nature of our sport, and 2 teams going hell for leather at each other.
Cooper with this carry then gets 30 away from the line. Another score here for Whitehaven, should wrap it up as Williams with the step. Oh, just chopped to ground by Fraser Morris, who's played the full 80, well, the full 75 so far, as they're getting into centre field. I can hear Lee Greenwood screaming, kicker, kicker, kicker. Back to McNally, here we go, big chance. McNally, straight through the middle of the post. And the hand goes up from James Child. Time off, we're in the last 5 minutes, but it's a 7-point ball game now. And as we stand, the 12 men of Whitehaven are heading for a tie against West Wales or Widnes Vikings next weekend. Perfect, wasn't it? Great setup.
It was, and I think if I was Gary or the coaching staff, I'd be saying to big Brett here, get your jumping toes on, because yep, here it comes for him. Come on, Brett.
Lachlan Walmsley in centre field has taken that in heavy traffic. Smart play from the winger to get himself in a position for the short kick-off, isn't it?
It is. He clearly understands and reads the game. He spotted the danger, what the kick was going to offer.
That's Andrew Bowman. Gets 10 short of halfway, and Whitehaven at this stage are looking to get retribution for that defeat here in their last game 12 months ago. In a strange quirk of fate, it was the last game these two sides played was against each other before the shutdown.
I think their opening league encounter is Dewsbury Rams versus Whitehaven on April the 3rd.
And that one down at the Tetley Stadium. On the last tackle, here is Williams, just dinks it over the top. It's taken by Hall, and Hall taken by Carr, sorry, Lewis Carr. Change for Dewsbury. They've got Aaron Hall back out there. Got to score twice now, as Joe Martin with the dash. As Finn puts a little kick over the top. Lachlan Walmsley should win this race quite comfortably, and does. And Whitehaven have got the ball back, and Dewsbury need to force an error. We are inside the last 5 minutes here at the Rec, as Walmsley just goes to ground.
I think the two middles, Garrett and is it Hall?
Yeah, Garrett and Hall, yeah.
Yeah, I think they've been unfortunate to be on the losing side. I think both have put shifts in. I think, it's certainly come into contention for Dewsbury as being two of their better performers. I think really impressive with Hall, and Tom's made a couple of line breaks, but I think Whitehaven, a bit of Cumbrian grit and determination. At times it hasn't been pretty. I think their overseas signings both look.
And that was a 40-20. It stayed in the field of play. Oh, brilliant skills. And Finn's got it back to Joe Martin. Oh, he's gone for a chip. Ball balls with Whitehaven. Here we go. Connor Holliday for the line. He's dropped it just as he was going over the line. Oh, that could have wrapped things up for Whitehaven. But Dewsbury are now having to try anything to get down this other end of the field.
I think that could have been on a what happens next. You would never have got it. He kicks it downfield. The prop chases it. Kicks it infield. Finney picks it up one-handed. Flicks it out. Whitehaven get it. Looks like he's got a walk in. Ball's over.
Oh, it needed that.
Oh, it's reefed out. Yeah, that's play on to that
great
point.
Tackle from Andy Gabriel.
That's maybe play on.
As Dewsbury then running out of time.
I think for my man of the match, I think I could have picked a few people. Obviously, I think Carl's been real solid. And I think Brewy's done a real stint in the middle, as all the middles for Whitehaven. But I think Lachlan Walmsley, with his try, his goal kicking and diffusing of pretty much everything, he's looked a threat. I think Williams has been good, as I say, but I'm going to go with Lachlan Walmsley.
So this evening's Betfred man of the match is Lachlan Walmsley, as selected by Ian Rooney. Well done to Lachlan. And that is the knock-on. Here is so Whitehaven get the football back again. Here is Andy Bowman. There he is, our Betfred man of the match, Lachlan Walmsley. And there is the siren. And Whitehaven progress into the next round of the Betfred Challenge Cup. 23 points to 16 victors here over the Dewsbury Rams. It's come at a cost, losing Callum Phillips to a red card 8 minutes before half-time, losing Dion to injury, losing Tom Walker to injury. Mark Shackley run his blood to water tonight, but it will be Whitehaven who will take on West Wales or Widnes next weekend, the game you'll be able to see online. You've got to hand it to the Whitehaven boys. 50 minutes, 12 men. Superb performance from Gary Charlton's men tonight.
Yeah, I wrote down on some of the notes about a bit of Cumbrian determination and grit might have to be out there to get them through what hasn't been the easiest of pre-seasons, but the same to Dewsbury and Lee's team. They've come up here. I think there's some real good quality in the game in patches. We did have little periods whereby there was errors, and that's perfectly acceptable. I think Dewsbury will rue some of their ball control. I think they put themselves under pressure and they'll be frustrated with that, but Lee will know there's plenty to work on, and in particular that, and I think if he fixes that up, Dewsbury will be a tough side to beat. They've got some quality out there, but Whitehaven will be delighted to be in the hat, and they know who they're playing obviously, and they'll be delighted with that, and it's a win and it builds confidence. We're not the best prep, so yeah, it's a good day all round for Whitehaven.
So let's run through the tries before we go and get warm, Ian, here. Let's go back early doors in the first half, and the first try of the game, which came from Fraser Morris, Liam Finn with the assist.
Yeah, go straight to the line. It was a quick play. The ball is on a great hole. Probably need to look at a little bit of the D there, but great hole, great short ball. Showed a bit of quality there, Liam, and got the 4 points just to the left of the posts.
And then the home side hitting back. Our Betfred man of the match, Lachlan Walmsley, getting this one. It was great work from Greg McNally. Chimed into the line, put the little kick in. Joe Martin should really have just booted that off the field and let him get the defence reset, but Walmsley on the spot to pick it up, spin out and score. Was great work from the young man, wasn't it?
It certainly was, and he'd had a chance just before that, and I think he was unlucky. He down this left side a couple of times, and he's took his opportunity really well here, because it's been easy to go to ground, think another set, but he spins round and places it down nicely over the try line.
And then it was Whitehaven again, this time to the right, and Chris Taylor, this time with the dancing feet to get over. Good quick hands. Taylor with the big step inside and powered through to touchdown.
Yeah, I think he gets, ball comes in, he has to jam, which means he's centre doesn't know whether to go, he goes around the back of him, so he's wrong-footed him, gets inside on that weak shoulder, and he does well there, Chris, to score.
And then Dewsbury on the back of the sending off from Callum Phillips, hit in the next set. This is it. It's a dangerous tackle. He's got underneath, and he has landed on the back of the head, hasn't he?
You can't dispute that it is dangerous, and I know Callum personally, and and I know he'll be in there to Michael and apologise, but yeah, it was dangerous, and but I hope common sense prevails. There's not a lot of malice in that.
And then good footwork from Adam Ryder on this next set again.
So big and powerful, close to the line.
We haven't seen it here, but it was the setup with the three guys all stood behind the ruck, wasn't it?
Yeah, that deception. Leela worked on that on the training paddock, and yeah, it asks a lot of questions of defensive lines, and you've got to be good and come up real well, and if you don't. Here's one of Tom's breaks. I thought Tom had a real good and real influential 15 minutes. I think this is an opportunity really missed by Dewsbury, where I don't think there's a lot wrong with the pass, mate.
Right, it's Lewis Carr who saw the ball slip through his fingers.
I'm sorry, Lewis and Lewis's family, if you're watching, but it was slightly high then.
And then
that was the disallowed one. I think where he's gone round
for the
back.
Shepherd, wasn't it? It was Matt Fleming who run the wrong line. And then we went down to the other end, and this was good quick hands, wasn't it?
It is. There's 3 or 4 interchange of real short 1-yard passes, and you do them drills at training, and for him to get it round, down, real good try.
Very popular try for Mark Shackley, and then Fleming hitting back immediately for Dewsbury. James Child on the spot there. We didn't quite see it. A couple of the Whitehaven players weren't happy, but James Child was pretty confident. And here's another big moment. A day with the break. Put the kick in, and Lachlan Walmsley saving the day.
When you watch that back, Lachlan nearly falls over, and he still has the perseverance and the aptitude to go back and still save his team 4 points. So I think he's a real thorough deserving of the man of the match.
This is what turned out to be the winning try. What an offload.
Yeah.
What an offload. If you can imagine that in the NRL with Andrew Voss on the call, well, he'd have gone mad. Here we go, here's the close-up. Just look at this offload. He's got the ball in the wrong hand.
Oh, Bumble, start the car. Start the car.
Start the car. And then the goal kick on the back of that was absolutely superb from Lachlan Walmsley. Greg McNally with the field goal. Wrap things up 23 points to 16 here at the Recreation Ground. It's been a fantastic advert for the Betfred Challenge Cup and for Rugby League. Ian, your final thoughts?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope everyone out there has enjoyed it, and I know I sound like I'm parping on, but £10, £5, whatever it is, it's getting our game the exposure it deserves. Credit to both teams, to Lee and Dewsbury Rams. Good luck for the future. Well done to Charlo, Jonty and all at Whitehaven, and good luck for them for the season. And for everyone at our league, thanks. It's been a pleasure. I've enjoyed it. I hope to do it again, and I hope you've enjoyed it.
So thanks for joining us here, Ian, today. Don't forget, coming up next, Halifax against Batley on the Our League app. We're off to the MVI Shea very, very shortly indeed. But from me, Matt Horton, and Ian Rooney up here in a windy West Cumbria, Whitehaven winners by 23 points to 16. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the game from the Shea.